My bad, y'all. We ready now. We up in this mug. We're here. Welcome. My bad. Let's go. People are owed reparations. Reparations now. All my Johnsons. Wolfpack. Big K.
Ayo, wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Pause like 10 black, overwhelmed, but I gotta get my wits jacked. We be preaching to the choir like a hymn track, but we gotta make a dent, get the rich back. Laying in the street, we got brothers that overdosing, trying to help the poor with their handicap and emotion. Both parties suck, take a minute and let it soak in. They don't give a fuck, they be locking you up and smoking. Both parties suck. Johnson, what they serving up is a lace concoction. Spit it in a face. Johnson, what the fuck you do with a snake when you boxing? Wanna fall in line with the face is an option. I'ma stand for mine, I'ma ride with my conscience. If you want the right, I'd advise you with caution. When they get the chance, sell you out like an auction. Fucked in, like controlled opposition. Cunts on the boat and they roll their position. Top down, yeah, I'm sold on the mission. I ain't bring a coast, I'm searching for friction. Politicians faking these raps give me conniptions. They be out here serving their donuts like a religion. Calling out these blasphemous promises my addiction. They ain't got no soul, yeah, they sold it out for a pension. Wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Ayo, time. Fuck conservative, run on Macdonald. Clean, but you look and you sound like you off at the bottle. White boy dress for the follow. You can see through the grip, so you need to let off to the throttle. Try the right, we beside, let us have us a top. Be a man, we can walk through the basics. You ain't getting shot, just talking about race. Motherfucker, you get shot for being racist. Yo, say you spitting facts, you clearly be in your feelings. Quoting Ben Shapiro, what else the fuck you conceal? See, we didn't free the slaves, and you acting like we the same. Like we're sounding effects, same thing, you fucking idiot. Right-wing frauds really made me belligerent. Educate America, overcoming the ignorance. Big homie black, show you bitches the difference. They also jobs and blaming it on the immigrants. Bro for initiative, hold the line with the wolf pack. Giving me a shot, I blew through him like I'm a fullback. Riding from inside the center, the way your soul at. Pin strength flats, cause homie be full of bullcrap. ACAB, yeah, I'm bending the law. Yeah, the system is broke, yeah, we need this and ours. Need divine intervention, need a fix by the gods. Hold up, I'ma need to catch my breath. Pause. Wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause.
Mic check, 1, 2, what is this? Yo, what's going on, people? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to, there we go. Welcome to another edition of Pause with Tim Black. Glad you guys can tune in for it. What's up, Twitch? What's up, Facebook? What's up, Periscope? What's up, YouTube? Might want to put this one up on iTunes so I can go into the podcast, right? So it's Friday, folks. That's right, it's Friday. This is going to be a barn burner. What up, Sam? What up, Mike? MG? This is going to be a barn burner. You know why, guys? Shout out to the Reset Race Podcast. I'm not alone in this wilderness called the internet. We got some folks. A little bit about this show. It's a little bit different than what you usually watch. Most political-based shows, most social critic shows, most race discussions of race and topics, they tend to be a little dry. Yeah, they tend to be a little dry, Johnson. This show is the opposite of dry. And they tend to be somewhat politically correct. This show is none of that shit. So if that's interesting to you, you're in the right place. Also, the Pause with Tim Black show. This show, Pause, what we do is we look at one central topic, one overarching idea. And that's what we do. We pause and we reflect. And for one small moment in time, we are all black. Yeah, we're black. Embrace your blackness. It's some of that in you. Let that melanin flow through your veins. A little extra hard for the next, 45, an hour, whatever it is. There ain't no rules, Johnson. So today's topic for Pause with Tim Black is they have no backbones. They have no backbones. No backbones. I'm surprised they could stand up, Johnson. They have no backbones. Now keep that in the back of your head as we go through this, because that's going to be what we keep coming back to. And as we always do about this time, cut the check. Cut the check. That's right. Someone wrote me and someone wrote me and they were very concerned. I could feel their concern through the paper. It was just buttering through, the digital paper. Not that many people write letters anymore. But yeah, I'm opening up, I'm reading this, and it was teeming with concern for my well-being. I don't know, for some reason it sounded like an older woman from the Midwest. Oh, Tim Black, I love your show. White woman, by the way. Tim Black, I'm a white woman. That's how they start off, In this supposedly fake post-racial world, every time a white person writes me, not 90% of the time white people write me something, they always start with, I'm a white person, by the way. And that's no diss. I just want to diss those motherfuckers that keep telling us we're in a post-racial world. They know it ain't post-racial. Hey, Obama, did you ever ask a white person from the Midwest if they thought we were beyond race? Because they tell you. Anyway, back to the letter. Tim Black, I really love listening to your show, and I learn a lot. But my real concern is you, Tim Black. You get so angry, Tim Black. You get so worked up, Tim Black. I'm worried for your well-being. I'm worried about your health. We need you here to continue to educate us while we ignore you. Tim Black, we love to see your sacrifice, but we don't want to see you die on the show. Please, Tim Black, take care of yourself. Thanks for the free content, nigger. And then she ran off. Now, I want you to know, lady, don't be worried about me. Be worried about all the black people that are living outside right now. We're 50% of the homeless population. You want to worry about someone? Worry about a black person living under a bridge, living in a tent city, living food insufficient, food unstable, instability food, homeless instability. These are all issues that affect over dramatically the black community. So I appreciate your concern with me. Be more concerned with those who live outdoors. Be more concerned with those who don't know where the next meal is coming from. Be more concerned with a 50-year-old man driving Uber and working Home Depot in order to pay the bills when he used to have a $75,000 job. Be concerned more about him being able to keep the roof over here for him and his wife and his kids. That's where his concern should be. Concern should not be for a fucking media content creator like myself. All I gotta do is sell out like everyone else and I'll be fine. They have no backbone. They have no backbone. Now, I talked about this briefly on a previous show. I talked about the death of Norm Macdonald, who's a hilarious comedian. Black folks, Norm Macdonald was a funny motherfucker, but this, even if you weren't really tuned into his comedy to that extent, okay, because Bernie Mac was still here. We have our greats. Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney. You know what I'm saying? We got our people, right? Damn, I hate when I start naming people because that could keep going for 45 minutes. Look, underrepresented Earthquake, Corey Holcomb, I want to shout out people that don't get that much love. Let's do that. As they should get. As they should get. They should get more love, okay? Patrice O'Neal, okay? Okay, so, what was I saying? Oh, Norm Macdonald passed away. And I like Norm Macdonald because the guy had a sly style about him. He did not give a flying, flurrin' fuck. And I love that about that guy. Now, here's the point about this. Norm Macdonald was on SNL. SNL was the only thing. There was one thing going on in the comedy world, and it was SNL, Saturday Night Live. This was a time before the internet. This was a time before you could just do your own thing, just jump out. Yeah, you could put on your own show, but only your family would come to it in the backyard. Anybody ever did that when they were a kid? We used to do it in my neighborhood. We used to put on shows on the stoop, variety shows. Anyway, yeah, back in the time, like in the 80s or the 90s, the early 90s, like back then in the 80s, dog, there was nowhere to go. Cable news wasn't even popping. I mean, dog, it was the time of Super TV. And they were basically, if you could get on TV, you had made it. Thank the comedy gods, thank the TV gods, thank for being discovered. That was it. That's all you had. Norm Macdonald was on SNL. This was the big ticket. That's everything. Well, around that same time, O.J. Simpson was on the trial for murder. And he had become acquitted. Now, besides a lot of people doing a whole lot of crying and a lot of people doing a whole lot of celebrating, I don't know really why. You ain't getting no check for the shit. There was a comedian by the name of Norm Macdonald who was making fun of that shit on SNL. He was doing it constantly. Now, I want to credit comedian Bill Burr for this because I listened to him tell his story because I didn't know it. Apparently, Norm Macdonald had done so many bits, so many jokes about O.J. Simpson that the people at SNL was like, look, Norm, we think you're funny. And if you want to stay being funny and on our show, you need to back up off the O.J. Simpson bits. Because apparently there was somebody who liked O.J. or knew O.J. in real life who was attached to the show, where every time we turned it on, there'd be Norm Macdonald there doing more O.J. bits. So it was pretty clear what Norm Macdonald had to do, man, if he wanted to keep his job during the time when there weren't a lot of places to go and actually be seen by millions of people. No YouTube, no Venmo, none of that shit, no social media. SNL had the world, had comedians at their beck and call, begging to come on, right? All he had to do was shut the F up. All he had to do was shut the fuck up. Lay off the OJ jokes. So what did Norm Macdonald do? He doubled down, Johnson. He doubled down on even more OJ jokes. He told twice as many OJ jokes. Every time they put the screen on him, they could have been talking about the weather, and he'd start off with, well, it's not really that hot outside. It's not like OJ is gonna stab you in the forehead or anything. It's not really raining. I mean, it's not like it's raining Nicole Simpson's because OJ killed her and she's falling from the skies. Oh, it's not really like it's snowing. It's not like there's a bunch of knives laying around with gloves, bloody gloves, because OJ threw the evidence around. Like he just doubled down, so they let his ass go. They fired his ass. And that's the point. Norm Macdonald was willing to get fired for what he stood up, for what he believed in, which was the ability to tell his comedy the way he wanted to tell his comedy. And ain't no motherfucker in a suit gonna tell him how to write his bits, what he should talk about, or censor him in his art form. That, my friends, is what backbone is. And we don't have that in America anymore. We don't have that in our politics. We don't have that in our journalism. Hell, I'm here to tell you we don't even have it in independent media, save for a very few of us. that are willing to tell the truth and not give a shit. If people cancel us, don't tune in, unsubscribe, unpatronize, or de-Patreon, or whatever the fuck they want to do. There are very few of us who have that backbone. Just say the hell with it. I'm in this for more than just you. You're not gonna control me. You're not gonna censor me. You're not gonna tell me what to say, not to say. I'll go alone. I'll go alone. Now you want to hear a real kicker to this? I think it was maybe 20 years later. SNL invites Norm Macdonald back on the SNL show as a host. It's been 20 years. He hasn't been on SNL. This is where he cut his teeth. He was still able to, perform and do his comedy because he's a funny guy. And for the most part, most clubs won't give a shit what jokes you tell as long as the people laugh. Yeah, when you do the comedy circuit, no one gives a fuck. Make them laugh, and Norm Macdonald was an excellent comedian who was able to do that, so he didn't have any problems finding work, just not on a stage as big as SNL. So anyway, 20 years later, he's back at SNL. He comes out on the stage, guys. And I won't say the first thing out of his mouth. The first thing out of his mouth was a swipe at SNL for bringing him back. I mean, they cut him. He said, wow, it's been 20 years since I've been on this show. So either SNL, either I got a lot better or SNL still sucks. Why'd they bring me back? I wasn't good then, I'm better now. And then he proceeded to do another OJ joke. Another OJ joke right out the gate. Bam! OJ in your face. Blowing Michaels. Bam! Right in the kisser, motherfucker. Now, folks, the moral of this story is, why aren't your media people doing the same thing? Why don't the people that you support, that you follow, that you champion for? We got people arguing and getting butthurt because I call out commentators as if they're really activists. No, motherfucker, activists risk shit. Activists risk getting shot by cops. Activists risk Proud Boys punching them in the mouth. Activists risk people running them down in cars. Activists risk jail time. Activists risk shit. The least your commentator risks nothing. Sits on their ass like me right now and talks. And what do we talk about? We talk about issues. And sometimes those issues lead us to talk about people. Because who creates issues? People create issues. And what I see too much of are people with a lack of backbone. Hell, I talk about race. I talk about cutting the check for American descendants of chattel slavery. I talk about that because it's needed, because it's deserved, because it's what America owes us. They gave it to the Japanese, they gave it to the Native Americans, they gave it to the Jewish people on a regular basis, an annual basis. They cut a check. America's good at cutting checks. I had a guest on the show, a phenomenal guest. One of the best guests I've had all year, Dr. Reverend Robert Turner on my show yesterday. You probably didn't hear about it because nobody wants to talk about the great fucking guests I have on my show. Because then you might become aware that black people issues do matter in America and that black issues are American issues. We won't want that to happen. The point is this. They lack a backbone. They won't talk about black issues or black concerns. Then they want black votes. And all I'm doing is putting out the hypocrisy of these motherfuckers. They don't want to risk anything. They're not willing to have a few people unsubscribe. You know how many thousands of people I've lost since I started doing this? Since I started talking about black issues and stopped talking about Julian Assange and stopped talking about, Trump's bad, and stopped talking about Biden every other week. Thousands. And you know what? I lose 10,000 more if that's what I got to do, because they should have never been following me, and I should have never been talking to them to begin with, because my heart's not in that shit. Of course, I want to support whistleblowers, but damn it, I'm a whistleblower. I'm blowing right now a whistle on the fake left, the fake progressives, the gooey corporate media middle, and the coon-ass conservatives. Can you hear it? Can you hear me now? Can you hear us now? We're black voters and we're tired of being taken advantage of. And that's all the Democrats do, is take advantage of us. That's all the Republicans do, is ignore us. and pander to their hateful, bigoted, racist, voting bigots, racists, assholes, whatever they are, and throw us under the bus in the process, feeding them dead bodies of chum of black people. They chum the waters with black pain and black fear in order to rile their base up to come out and vote for them. And we got coons like Candace Slowens, Larry the Coon Elder, come out and pretend that's not what's going on when we can see what's going on. I don't have a PhD, but I've been black a long time, and I can tell you that's exactly what they do. But they want to downplay that and say, if you're a Democrat, you're on the plantation. You are on the plantation if you're a Democrat, but you're on the plantation if you are a Republican as well. Just some of these niggas got better seats. Now, they don't have a backbone because, well, it pays not to have a backbone. See, Norm Macdonald could have did what they wanted him to do. He could have went along with it. He could have shut the fuck up. Why you got to tell an OJ joke? Tell a Martha Stewart joke. Pretty much anything that was popping in the 80s would have worked. But no, that was the principle of the matter, is because he wanted to talk about OJ. And he was willing to make less money. He was willing to lose a paycheck. How many of the people that you follow are willing to lose a paycheck? Are willing to lose something for something they believe in? Think about it. All I can tell you is cut the check. All I can say is you got to demand that they cut the check, folks. Want to be an ally? Tell them to cut the check. Tell them Tim Black says cut the motherfucking check. Cut the check. Speaking of backbone and lack of backbone, how many of you motherfuckers like Andrew Yang? Yeah, how many of you like Andrew Yang? See, back when I thought I was this progressive guy, because I agree with some policies, a lot of policies, thought I was progressive. I've since learned that I'm not progressive because I care about black people. And that's incompatible with the progressive, whatever these people are. Because to them, it has to be more about class. It can't be about race. No, we have to be populist, and what's popular is what's white. That's how America's built. Unless it's dancing or rap or singing or something. You know, then it's okay to be black, but only in those confines. So when it comes to politics and what's important for families, what's important for Americans, it has to be what's popular and what's important to white people. Because if it was about what was important for black people, people start asking questions like, damn, why do black people only obtain like 10% of the wealth of the average white family? Average black family, only 10% of the wealth. That means you got a dollar, I got 10 cents. People talk about black women going to college. They go to college, that's right. They end up with a lot more debt and a lot less job prospects than white women. Go figure. And no one says, hey, how'd that happen? How'd that happen, Johnson? Life expectancy lower than white people. How'd that happen? You just eat the wrong foods. Why do we eat the wrong foods? Because you don't go to the stores. Why don't we go to the stores? Because there are no stores. Why aren't there stores? Because they pushed us in the ghettos where there are no stores. No good stores. Food deserts is what they call them. Then they say, what's wrong with you? But they have no backbone. So back to Andrew Yang, my bad. Andrew Yang is a guy, a lot of people like Andrew Yang, my bad. Let's go to Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang, people supported Andrew Yang back when I thought I was a progressive because I thought, hey, healthcare would be great. I forgot that you could be healthy and die of starvation in this motherfucker. I forgot you could be healthy and homeless, and then it only take a matter of time before you die from something, from living outside. I forgot about money. And I can admit that. I was more focused on the stuff they told me was important. The healthcare, the student debt. Back then, I interviewed Andrew Yang. He came on the show, and that was really nice of him. That was mighty white of him, and I appreciate that he did that. And he proceeded to lie to me about his support of Medicare for all, Because when the time came a couple months later, his ass is backed all the way away from Medicare for All. But that's not my point of bringing him up. Of course he lost his race for president. He did get his opportunity to stand next to Joe Biden on the stage, which was all he was ever in it for. Brand identity. Then he ran for governor of New York. That didn't work out. No, I'm sorry, mayor of New York. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Cuomo's bitch ass. That didn't work out either, even though he was the front runner. And then something happened. People started asking him questions. And Andrew Yang can answer shit. Well, Andrew Yang has a new hustle, besides him being on CNN as a contributor. Now his new hustle is he's starting a third party, Johnson. Yeah. Former business entrepreneur, former presidential candidate, former Mario candidate, former person willing to be anything at any time to hang out and dangle UBI checks in front of impressionable kids down on their luck, living in their mother's fucking basement, looking for a way out, faced with an abysmal and a dismal future in this dilapidated, parasitic capitalistic system that we all live under. He dangles out UBI checks without even a smither of true plan on making that shit happen, knowing it just sounds good. That same motherfucker couldn't dangle out reparations, though. Yeah. I see you, motherfucker. Well, now Andrew Yang started a new party. Yeah, he started a third party, Johnson, because he's the grift that keeps on fucking grifting. That's right, he keeps on grifting. Yeah, gotta come up with something. Grifting is the new casino. Everyone's building it. Oh, third parties are the new casino. Everyone's building one. Everyone wants to make one. It's a money pit. Yeah. Cut yourself a salary, collect donations, and prey on the frustrations, anger, and pain of an unsuspecting, looking for hope, lost people in the wilderness, stuck between Republicans, Democrats, searching for a way out of this motherfucker. My point is that Andrew Yang is back at it again. And what I'm trying to tell you, guys, is if you can't stand up and say this shit, and if you make content, and if you follow anything, if you believe in anything, if you don't call this a piece of shit, if you don't call out this nonsense bullshit. And look, I'm not even in that section anymore. I've moved on. I'm trying to get black people to come back to Jamaica. Or at least let me back in. But I can't stand by and watch this motherfucker do this shenanigan, this hat trick, this bullshit. Some affable, corny-ass laugh, disarming nature. So he can light-footedly pretend like he gonna stand for someone. He ain't never stood for nothing except more brand recognition and more brand awareness for him damn self. That's all he's ever stood for. That's what he is about. That's his whole purpose. If you can't see that, if you don't have the balls to come at it, call it out, that's because you have no backbone. I'm not accepting that people can't figure it out. We're not going to accept that people just can't. Oh, God, I don't know why a guy who was working for Obama, worked on some programs for Obama in the early 2010s. Then someone talked him into running for political office, so he's had no political experience whatsoever. In 2020, wrote a book and kissed Bernie's ass, and then all of a sudden adopted Bernie policies only to throw those policies off and come up with cockamamie ideas like liquor store entrepreneur or some bullshit pass go, therapy session vouchers, and fake Yang bucks, some stupid dog shit made up while high with his frat friend campaign staff. Nah, you don't get to pretend like you don't see through the veil, man. Like this ain't a veil. This ain't a face covering. You see through this shit. You don't get to pretend like you've been hoodwinked, motherfuckers. People always want to act like that. Oh, we can't see through it. We're just reporting the news. We're unbiased. Bullshit. Folks, they know every person, every horrible motherfucker from Harvey Weinstein. All right? And I'm going to say it to R. Kelly. Have you heard this shit about R. Kelly? Motherfuckers know, man. Stop acting like motherfuckers don't know. Motherfuckers know. Fucking R. Kelly, he got mad at his girlfriends. He made him sleep with his friends in front of him. That's the latest testimony. So anybody who has a problem when me saying R. Kelly's a piece of shit, no, you're the piece of shit, okay? That's some low-down shit to take younger women, have money and power over them, and then make them do shit. And then film it. The fucker filmed it. Take me to jail, please. Take me to jail, please. Backseat of the fucking squad car. Backseat of my Jeep. Back to Andrew Yang. Back to the grift. Look, here's the deal. Here's the deal, guys. My point is this. It's very simple, guys. People see these motherfuckers. They know it. People that do what I'm doing right now, who talk for a living, who have their time while you're doing whatever you do for a job. My job is to pour through the news and look at what's going on and look behind the scenes and call it out straight. It's real easy. The easiest part of what I do is this part right here where I run my motherfucking mouth. That's very easy. Anybody who talks for a living knows all this shit I'm telling you. Hey, they can see through Andrew Yang and y'all a mile away. But the reason why they don't expose people like Andrew Yang is because they have no backbone. Oh, maybe he'll come on my show. Maybe he'll be my friend. Maybe one day I'll be looking for a job and da-da-da. Hello. Hi. Ooh, Andrew Yang just called. Hey, babe, it's Andrew Yang. Yes, Andrew. Oh, sure, I'd love to massage your butt cheeks. Perfect. And it's gonna pay how much? Oh my God, babe, it's gonna pay me money. Wow, amazing. Well, I'm glad I didn't call him a grifter that time. That's what plays in their minds all the fucking time. It's the opportunity. You don't even have to, they sell you out without even being presented with the option to sell you out. They sell you out preemptively, just in case later it would have served their purposes. And that's the whole industry. That's all these motherfuckers, every last one of them. Well, most of them, okay? Most of them. Most of them don't have the courage or backbone that Norm Macdonald had, which was to say, go fuck yourself. I'm going to tell it my way. Come hell or high water. Kiss my ass. You don't control me. And now, to go to the even higher level than that, there are very, very, even fewer of us who are willing to say, I'm going to stand up for black people, because standing up for black people is the highest fuck you to the establishment. Or you thought it was going against the military-industrial complex. Man, motherfucker, there have been people in America who have been peace activists since the beginning of the fucking America. Them the people been against war ever after World War II. Every war that there's been an active peace protest against that shit. Okay? The media doesn't cover it, but that's that people have been that way. It's not new. They want you to think that that's the strongest thing you could do is be against our overseas or international policy. No. The most dangerous thing you could do to your career is to stand up for black people. The most damaging thing you can do for your career is to fight for black issues, to fight for a black agenda, to fight for reparations is the most dangerous thing to do. That's why no one's doing it. And that's why it's not popular as it should be, because there's no education, because people don't want to talk about it, because they're more concerned with themselves than concerned about other people. That's just how it is. And it's always been that way. We need more Norm Macdonalds. Less Andrew Yangs and less cowards. And that's the problem. And it ain't a new problem, Johnson. It's always been there. Cut the check. Cut the check, Johnson. That's all you can do. Cut the check. You realize there's an imbalance. You realize that black people are behind the eight ball because America put them there. Not you personally, but because America put them there. And when we talk about how much, we're talking about, and I'm lowballing this. I'm coming in at the ground floor here, Johnson. I got a great sale for you. I'm glad you came in. Step right up, step right up. Oh, I got this amount. Look, check this out. I got a deal for you, but it's only going to be good for a certain amount of time. All right? So I'm going to encourage you to take advantage of it now. Now, if I tell you what it is, fake progressive, you have to go back and tell your people, tell your tribe to take that deal now. Now, if I give you a great price right now, a great price on uplifting black folks in America who have been uplifted, who have been given a raw deal by your government since they've been in this country, who built this country for free, who had the children fed to alligators, who had their homes burned and ransacked, had their women and their men raped, have been abused in every form, every atrocity imaginable has been conducted, done by them either by law or by policy, enabled and doubled down and implemented by the U.S. government in the police state. Now, I'm telling you, I'm going to give you a number that can make this right. Now, if I'm able to do this, is there any reason why you wouldn't take that deal right now? If I can give you a number that you can wrap your head around, is there any reason why we can't get this done? All right. You ready? Let me lay the number on you. You fiscal conservative motherfucker suddenly turned accountant. $17 trillion, bitch. And that's a lowball number. We could go to the quadrillions in this motherfucker because wealth accumulates. Pin drop. You can't put a dollar amount on pain and suffering. Not really. But we try to in our current legal system. We try to put a dollar amount on it, but there's really no way to truly quantify what a human life is worth. But to take away hopes and dreams of people from birth to death, not only their hopes and dreams, the hopes and dreams of their children and their children's children with no end in sight, and that create a system that keeps them in that place, even post-slavery. All the lynchings that we talk about in this country, they happened after slavery. Yeah, 17 trillion is a good number to start with, Johnson. Sounds like a lot. We spend trillions bombing countries. So this is what we do. And don't worry, all that doesn't need to be paid at once. We black, we understand payment plans. Get out your checkbook. Let's make this shit happen, Johnson. See, I want to be straight and clear with you. Loud and clear, straight, clear and present about what's needed here. If you want some more historical records to this, I mean, if we just looked at what happened in Tulsa and the Tulsa massacre alone, I mean, come on, man. Fuck it. Cut the check. You got to hear this interview I had with Dr. Reverend Robert Turner yesterday. Jesus Christ. You know, we eat each other over dumb shit, too. We eat each other over dumb shit. Man, look. I don't live in New York, so AOC is not my congressperson. I didn't vote for her. I didn't contribute to her campaign. I just find it hysterical how many motherfuckers blame this motherfucker for everything. I mean, I understand blaming Joe Manchin for a lot of shit. Joe Manchin's in the way of a lot of shit. I get why a lot of moderate Democrats would be mad at this motherfucker. They worship Joe Biden, Joe Manchin stopping shit. At least they pretend. It's like, I believe some of this shit with Joe Manchin and Joe Biden is like, hey, Joe, do the thing where you pretend to stop me from doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, come on, in America, it's never, ever, never, ever. Oh, not a joke, Joe, not a joke. My dad used to always say, you're not my dad, you're not my son. Come on, America. Gotta work together, come on. So I understand why some Americans are pissed off at Joe Manchin, I get that, but what the fuck is AOC gotta do with anything? Throwing up a playing the media game like the rest of these motherfuckers. She just do it better than most people. Jesus fucking Christ. I gotta hear this shit about a dress? People pissed off about a dress? Who gives a shit about a dress? I'm trying to give people an address. We need to go after the entire Congress. But motherfuckers are focused on the dress. She wore words on the dress, and she didn't do what we wanted her to do. None of these motherfuckers do we want them to do. What's new? But I'm like, why? What the fuck? Who, what Republican motherfucker put money in the pocket? See, here's the deal. Recently, the Reset Race podcast did a segment where they covered Adolph Reed. And Adolph Reed was this black guy who throws black people under the bus all the time for class. Says it's all about class, not race. That's that guy. Him and his son. That's what they do. Well, he admits that there is a lot of Republican money that's been wealthy Republican donors who have been paying lefty influencers to change their messaging. Now, I don't know who this motherfucker's been getting paid, but I've been trying to figure out why the fuck all this attention has been on AOC, because I don't fucking get it. She been there for only a couple years, and motherfuckers act like all the problems with the Democrats are because of AOC, and all the Republicans act like all the problems with the Democrats, all the problems, the Democrats are AOC, like everything is AOC. And these motherfuckers go at AOC, and they don't even go at Nancy Pelosi, like they go at AOC. I'm like, what the fuck? And if you say anything, they say, you must work for AOC. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is these three letters became everything? It became a thing. It's even like AOC. Now it's Marjorie Taylor, MTG. Marjorie Taylor, like, it's a thing now. And I'm like, what this motherfucker, what has she done? That she is this big name that every time she could poot, and it'd be like, oh my God, she's pooted. What is she pooting for? I can't believe this is pooting. This is why we can't get shit done. This is holding down the progressives. The progressives being held back because she keeps on pooting. Everywhere she goes, she poots and poots. She's eating egg salad on the bus and she's pooting. Oh no, she's pooting over there, man. Man, that motherfucker. Now, there's some of us who are pissed off because AOC had the temerity to make it seem as if reparations for black Americans or American descendants of chattel slavery should be coinciding with Latinos or some shit. Now that's some stupid shit, Johnson. We only been here 400 years getting fucking hosed. I don't know how you equate the two. Somebody got here 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Hey man, I'm here. They handing out money? Give me some. I don't see how that makes sense when my family's blood is in this fucking soil. My great-grandfather was in World War II and get a fucking GI Bill. $95 billion handed out under the GI Bill, and we got 2% of that. And we fought in it. We came back from Germany and were treated like second-class citizens. And they they attacked us, and the domestic white terrorism ensued because we had our backbone straight and we knew who we were. What that got to do with Mexicans or Guatemalans or Bolivians, I don't know, man. But if they're old money, pay them, but they ain't got nothing to do with us. So I understand that criticism of AOC. How dare you combine those two things? See, I'm going in, but it's not because she wore a fucking dress. It's not because she's called Nancy Pelosi Mama Bear one time. Motherfucker, I'm talking about, so they could fight on very solid ground. They could have a beef with AOC on very solid ground that black folks could get behind. I mean, not the corny brainwashed black folks who are somehow so entangled in white issues, white concerns, that totally forget we can have health care and have your foot looked at, but meanwhile die from malnutrition or die from the elements or die, or your kids get locked up for trumped up charges and shot in the ass because we don't have the money. We don't have the money to scare these fucking cops, knowing that because they fuck with black people. One of the reasons why you fuck with black people like they do and these police do, because they think we're nobodies. They don't think we have money in our communities. They hire lawyers. We take plea deals because we don't have fucking money. That's one of the reasons. Lack of money makes you vulnerable to a lot of shit in America. That's what it does. So instead of fighting her or displeasing or showing your displeasure for AOC based on something that I think all the black people will rally around, motherfuckers want to talk about a dress. Motherfuckers want to talk about branding and marketing. Don't understand the first thing about branding and marketing. That's all it is. That's all she's doing. Sort of like Trump. You know? What he did to Hillary? What was it, Hillary? Corrupt Hillary? Oh, corrupt Hillary. It wasn't. Hillary's a really bad person. If you want to know more about Hillary's really bad corruption or horrible, terrible Hillary, Benghazi Hillary, you need to go to hillaryandshit.com. No, it was just 2 words. Crooked Hillary. That's it. Crooked Hillary. That was it. Because marketing that works is short. You know, like Kanye West. George Bush don't care about black people. Short. Concise. That's enough. You implant, if you're able to implant one idea into the minds of the masses, you have done your motherfucking job. People that don't understand that don't understand marketing. And I understand some people are butthurt because they feel that she has taken spotlight that should be given to them. Never underestimate the true jealous level, the true, and it's not just jealousy, the actual personal anger that people have that spills over into what the fuck they do. Never forget that. I see that shit all the time. It happens a lot in this so-called journalist environment. Motherfuckers will write long articles and do a lot of content just because somebody wouldn't come on their motherfucking show, Johnson. It'll be no other reason than a person didn't come on their motherfucking show or somebody didn't give them an interview. And that'll be enough. Or someone passed them over for a job 20 years ago. But you'll never know. That's why they are putting out the shit they're putting out, and you'll go along with it like, yeah, fuck that, yeah. That's how the game works, Johnson. Cut the check works because it's short. It's short. Like tax the rich. Cut the check. Notice it's 3 fucking words. That's how branding works. Just recently, Nas X was on The Breakfast Club. And he said, fuck the kids. Why do you say fuck the kids? Because it's 3 syllables. It resonates. It gets weight. It gets more promotion. It's branding. I'm not saying it's great. In fact, I think it's kind of appalling to say some shit like that. And it's kind of a cop-out. Lazy as fuck. It's been said 100 times. I think it started with Charles Barkley. Another guy who's been working the media like a motherfucker. But at the end of the day, they don't stand up. Well, I guess Kanye did stand up for black people. He did. He stood up for black people. It worked for him too. Didn't it work for him for a while? But he had to go the other way. Because that's what you do. You go the other way. They don't have the courage. They don't have the backbone, Johnson. They're paid not to have the backbone. They see where the money is. They see what pays off. And we ain't it, Johnson. And I want to make us sit. It's not that we don't have the numbers. We have the numbers. I want to make our issues the issues that are important. I want them to rise to the top. What I don't want is a bunch of motherfuckers pretending like they care about us suddenly because Tim Black's made some fucking noise with Reset Race. And we talking about reparations and we get loud as a motherfucker. Yeah, you know, we got other people talking about reparations, don't get me wrong. A lot of people talk about reparations. But are they talking about reparations the way I'm talking about reparations? Are they looking at motherfucking camera and making people uncomfortable? They out here like this? They making motherfuckers uncomfortable? Making this shit memorable? Are they impacting it? So we all have a role to play. I know what I'm doing. They get mad, they get pissed, but they're going to remember our shit. They're going to remember what we're talking about. And if I do that, I've done something that helps. So back to this shit, man. Here's the deal, guys. I want to make it so... Damn, that sound like that motherfucker. That corny motherfucker. Listen, guys. That phrase is sounding like somebody who... This guy. The bald-head dude... Terry Crews. Listen, guys. Here's the thing, guys. He grabbed me, and I didn't hit him. The point is this, man. It's real simple. Johnson is real simple. They got to cut the motherfucking check. Cut the check. Even putting in motherfucker don't work. How many things are thrown off just putting in my... You can't even do that because it's 3 words. Short, concise. It works. People are talking about it. This is important. We need to learn from that. We need to implement that in what we do here. We need attention brought to black issues. We need to be loud. We need to be in their face. We need to use marketing. We need to use promotion. We need to use branding. We need to use awareness. We need to not fight amongst each other on this shit and put them on the hot seat. And just because now we're making a little bit of noise, you don't get to just pretend that you're riding with us. Show us that you're riding with us by covering it. Cover black issues. Cover our farmers getting fucked. Under Biden. Cover it. Have a segment, black farmers getting fucked by Joe Biden. Have that segment. Let's have that conversation. Let's do that. Let's talk about the wrongly incarcerated. Let's contact authorities and look up articles about all the black people. Since you're so concerned about Julian Assange, what about all the black people right now sitting in jail who don't even have bond? Who ain't even been charged with shit. How about that? I mean, we all concerned with people being tortured, right? We're all concerned about people losing their freedom, having their rights stripped away, right? Let's talk about that. Let's make that something that is talked about. Don't just tell me, hey, I like black people. I'm down for black agenda. I like reparations. No, let's do the things that make that possible. Now, it's come to my attention, the Humanist Report is bringing on Sam from the Reset Race podcast. He gonna bring her on. I wanna applaud that. There you are, my dog. Well, okay. I like that. That is very good. I like that. You are doing something. I respect that. I respect that. Do it. Amazing. We want to see more of that. Please do that. Now, there we go, Humanist Report. We got Humanist Report doing the right thing. Who's going to top it? Who's going to top him? Jordan Sheridan. You going to top him? Come on, Jordan. You been in Flint. Come on, dog. Come on. I know Jordan will do it. Jordan, it's like a layup to say Jordan. He's going to do it. What else? You know, I've been doing a lot of yelling here about backbones, and that's the theme of this show. Backbone, gotta have backbone. And I'm displaying what's backbone's needed. You think it's a good idea to call out others like, I don't know, David Pacman, Kyle Kalinske, to talk shit about people, to talk shit about TYT? You think it's a good idea? No, it's not. Well, now, if your audience is still consistent of those people who revere these people, you think it's a good idea to call out Demi Jor? No, it's not. People like Demi Jor. I like Demi Jor. We all like Demi Jor. I don't. I think it's full of shit. Well, I'm not supposed to say that? Tucker Carlson ass-kissing motherfucker. Backbone. Backbone. You don't get cherry points, right? You don't get points, cool points, for calling out obvious shit and acting like you took a risk. The year was 2007, I think. Lee Camp is a comedian. You may not have heard of him. Lee Camp had an opportunity to go on Fox News. Remember, this is back in the time where the internet was not popping. I think it was 2005. I don't know. It was early. And going on the internet was like the main way to going on TV was a bigger deal than even it is now. People watched that shit, okay? There was no Netflix, no Hulu. It was just TV, Telemundo, okay? That's all it was. So he goes on Fox News. He's on Fox News, and they were talking about some shit, and at the end, I forget what the segment was about. I don't remember what they were saying, but they were about to end the segment. And Lee Camp says, Can I just say something? Can I just say something? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we even doing here? What is Fox News? Guy was like, what the fuck? He's like, what is Fox News? This is a bunch of blasphemy idiots sitting around talking about domestic policy, talking about war, and feeding the military-industrial complex and screwing us all and fucking us in the ear. What are we doing? What is Fox News? Is propaganda, gratuitous propaganda for special interests and donors and corporations. What really are you doing? What are we doing here? Fix, people, go outside, get a life. Don't torture yourselves, listen to the dribble of corporate media, selling your soul down the river for this garbage news entity, which isn't even news. They were like, Jesus Christ, this guy's fucking horrible. That's what Lee Camp did. He stood up to him on their own fucking platform. He had backbone. He had a heart. Courage. And it cost him something. He's never been back on Fox again. He's also never been on MSNBC again or CNN. Come to think of it, I don't think he ever was on those. But see, that's how fucked up it was. I mean, word travels fast. You think these things aren't connected. What'd you see Maggie Kelly do? Go from Fox News to MSNBC. Or was it CBS? Or was it CNN? Or was it ABC? It's all fucking connected, man. My point is this. Lee Camp, he had that thing. He risked it. He said, fuck him. So he ends up on RT America. He had to go out of the country to get back on TV. Out of the country to reach more people after he did that. Now, luckily for him, he's really in the country. It's just RT America's actually in D.C. But it's funded by the Kremlin. Ho, 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 ho. My point is this. When given an opportunity, Lee Camp had a backbone. He stood up. It was a risk. You don't get to say you stood up for something if there's no fucking risk. That's the whole point of standing up. If it don't cost you shit, you ain't risk shit. Shut the fuck up. Now, Demi Joy and Lee Camp are friends. This guy that everyone tells me I have to like, I have to kiss his ass, I gotta be buddies with him. I gotta pretend that he's so fucking cool. Yo, you underpaid me for a gig once? Fucking asshole. Anyway. Jimmy Joy goes on Tucker Carlson. Does he do the same thing? Does he do the same thing? Does he do the same thing his friend did? That's some intergalactic person from another planet whose head spins around when he sneezes. Some motherfucker from Raised by Wolves, motherfucker. No, his friend, regular person, had the guts and the backbone to call out Fox News on Fox News. When Jimmy goes on Fox News, does he call out Fox News on Fox News? He slightly disagreed one time in a very pleasant conversation, and then they found middle ground. Folks, you so conditioned. You so pressed. That's a black word. You pressed like a motherfucker. You are so in need of heroes, speakers, that some of you would accept that bullshit. That tepid, flaccid, lackadaisical bullshit. Oh, well, you disagreed that one time with Tucker. And he, but then they found common ground because he's not there to be confrontational. Then he won't be able to use their platform to continue their talking points. No, he won't be able to use this platform to talk about the military-industrial complex. If you on their platform or you talk about shit they want you to talk about and they ain't cutting your mic, you ain't doing something right. Fuck you. If you give it a platform and you ain't making the service directors go, ooh, man, I can't believe we brought this guy on and he said that. If you're not doing that, what the fuck good are you? You're good for you. You're not good for us. If I got a platform and I got white people watching and I'm not furthering the issues, a black struggle, if I'm not talking about that makes you uncomfortable, what the fuck am I doing except padding my numbers? What the fuck am I doing? What's my overarching idea? Yeah, I know some of us are in this. Some of us are in this, to do the news. You want to be like Ted Koppel or some shit. Rachel Mad Lemon. What the fuck is that, man? Should be in it for something bigger than that. We should be in this for something bigger than ourselves, and bigger than our own eyes, bigger than our stomachs, bigger than more than what we could consume, or the houses we could buy, the cars we could drive, or the people we could party with, or where we could go, or who could be seen with, or any of that bullshit. We should be in it for something larger and bigger. And are we really in it for that? Now, the truth of the matter is some of those people that watch Demi Joy watch him because he doesn't question. And their politics is the politics of Fox News. It is the politics of Tucker Carlson. They would have it no other way. In fact, if he did question Tucker Carlson, they'd cut Jimmy Snore quicker than some birthday cake for kids down at the Chuck E. Cheese restaurant. That's the real deal, Johnson. That's the facts, Jack. Backbone. You got a perfect demonstration. Lee Camp showed how it's done. Norm Macdonald showed how it's done. 2 comedians, and the third comedian does the opposite. And then I got to hear for the last year since I cut ties with all these motherfuckers how I got it wrong. There goes your display right there. You don't want to listen to the black guy. Listen to what fuck what the white guy say. Look at what the white guy did. Called out the Fox News motherfuckers to their face on live TV. Now, of course, there'll be people in my comment section who don't get it. They are called fucking trolls and worshipers of the doorknobs. Cut the check. How can you expect people that won't even stand up to Tucker Carlson are repugnant to a slippery, bigoted jackass? They won't even call him out. How can we expect them to call out the white power structure in America on behalf of black people? And you are good with that. These motherfuckers are good with people not calling out the white power structure on behalf of black people who have been historically disrespected and dismembered in this country. Permanently underclassed in this country that they built for free. And you okay with that? Look, I say this, guys. Any of these motherfuckers that don't call out this shit, fuck them. I mean, seriously, fuck them. They're not worth your time. They're garbage. How could they not be? How could they not be? There was a ring of sex traffickers, and they wouldn't call that out. You call them something. Isn't that the plight of black people in America similar disgust? Isn't it similarly disgusting? Are we not humans? Are we not people? Do we not have children? Were they not trafficked? We're at the bottom of everything good and at the top of everything bad, and it's systemic. And your fake media won't call it out and make it an issue. If you have no problem with that, I have a problem with you. If you have no problem with that, you should take a long look in the mirror about who the fuck you are. Because maybe the problem ain't just the commentators or the media people. Maybe it's you. Who lack the fucking backbone, Johnson. And until you figure it out, and if you never figure it out, or while you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to wrap your head around this thing, remember, there's always work at the post office, and there's always a good reason to cut the check. Now tonight at 11 p.m. Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time, the Tim Black Show will air. Phone lines will open. People will call. They will say things. Some may or may not necessitate a response from yours truly, but the phone lines will be open. I hope that you be here. You're welcome. Until that time, folks, remember, cutting the check is not just about do you like black people. Cutting the check is about what's owed to black people. I don't give a fuck if you like Shaq, if you think Beyonce's music is cool or not. If you ever bought a Kanye CD, what I care about is that our schools are fucked. What I care about is that our women die at thrice the rate of white women while giving childbirth. What I care about is we're overrepresented in our policing, in our police state, in our jails. That's what I give a fuck about. I wish you would too. Black content matters from black content creators who are willing to call out the shit. If you're one of those people, get busy. If you're one of these black commentators willing to throw it all against the wall, if you're willing to risk, if you're willing to have less, this ain't where the money's at. This got to be where your heart is at. But join us. All right, guys, that's it. That's all. I'm Real Tim Black. Find me on Facebook and YouTube find me on Facebook and Twitter as Real Tim Black. Find me on Instagram as Tim Black at Night. Find me on YouTube as Tim's Take Live. And find me on iTunes. Shout out to the Reset Race Podcast. All my people that support me, all my Patreons that make this show possible. This shit is not funded by special interests or big donors. It's funded by regular people who got a little bit of scratch and a whole lot of backbone. Wolfpack! People are owed reparations. Reparations now. All my Johnsons. Wolfpack! Big K.
Ayo, wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Pause like Tim Black, overwhelmed, but I gotta get my wits checked. We be preaching to the choir like a hymn track, but we gotta make a dent, get the rich back. Laying in the street, we got brothers that overdosing, trying to help the poor with their handicap and emotion. Both parties suck, take a minute and let it soak in. They don't give a fuck, they be locking you up for smoking. Both parties suck. Johnson, what the serving up is a lace concoction. Spit it in a face. Johnson, what the fuck you do with a snake when you boxing? Wanna fall in line with the base is an option. I'ma stand for mine, I'ma ride with my conscience. If you want the right, I'd advise you with caution. When they get the chance, sell you out like an auction. Fucked in, like controlled opposition. Cunts on the boat and they roll their position. Top down, yeah, I'm sold on the mission. I ain't bringing coats, I'm searching for friction. Politicians faking these raps give me conniptions. They be out here serving their donuts like a religion. Calling out these blasphemous promises my addiction. They ain't got no soul, yeah, they sold it out for a pension. Wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Ayo, time. Fuck conservative, run on Macdonald. Clean, but you look and you sound like you off at the bottle. White boy dress for the follow. You can see through the grip, so you need to let off of the throttle. Try the right, we can side to the south. It's the top of your man, we can walk through the basics. You ain't getting shot, just talking about race. Motherfucker, you get shot for being racist. Yo, say you spitting facts, you clearly be in your feelings. Quoting Ben Shapiro, what else the fuck you conceal? See, we didn't free the slaves, and you acting like we the same. Like we're signing effects, same thing, you fucking idiot. Right-wing frauds really made me belligerent. Educate America, overcoming the ignorance. Big homie black, show you bitches the difference. They also jobs and blaming it on the immigrants. Bro for initiative, hold the line with the wolf pack. Giving me a shot, I blew through him like I'm a fullback. Riding from inside the senator, where your soul at. Can't distract flies, cause homie be full of bullcrap. ACAB, yeah, I'm bending the law. Yeah, the system is broke, if you need this and ours, need divine intervention. Need a fix by the gods, hold up, I'ma need to catch my breath. Pause. Wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down for the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause.